Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today I have a sublimation project. I will be making a kitchen towel using the Artist Spree kitchen towel blank and as well Artist Spree iron-on ink pads. I've actually pulled out these three colors, but in the end I swapped in a pink instead of the yellow. I've got some heat tape here, and I have some of the Picket Fences Studios, their little mini pouncers, which I think are really cute. I have some that I started to use with iron-on inks, and so I've just dedicated them to my sublimation inks. What I have started here is a bit of just copy paper, plain old text paper, and I started to make my pattern once already and I did it wrong. But don't worry, because it's just copy paper. You can just toss that and start over again. What I did wrong the first time is I made this stencil with a printable, cuttable, creatables SVG file that I used my Cricut machine to cut out of 60-pound cardstock. You don't have to mirror it, you don't have to do anything fancy because it's just cardstock that I'm using as a stencil. But when you create your sublimation design, you have to be careful that if you are using a design that has a correct orientation from left to right, that you mirror that design. And on a stencil like this, mirroring is really simple. You just flip to the back side and you stencil from the back, and that has the effect of mirroring your design. And I forgot about that. But thankfully, I remembered to do it when I got to the second layer, which is better than having actually tried to press it onto my blank. So I didn't ruin a blank. All I did was I just wasted a sheet of copy paper, inexpensive copy paper. There's nothing special about it. So I'm using the mini pouncers to ink through this stencil. Pouncers are really great, I think, for stencils because you can really just really get that nice crisp edge. And I did get a little bit of ink, on the outside of my cardstock stencil here, but it's not a problem. I'll just snip that away. Now, if you see those triangles in the upper left and the lower right, those are my registration triangles. I've showed this before, how to create your Cricut file so that you have these little registration marks. Actually, I'm not actually sure if I uploaded that video because I had to do that for a screen printed my Crafty Fun with Friends t-shirt. I screen printed it myself and I did do a video, although I don't know that I've ever posted it. So maybe I don't have a video on my channel. If it turns out I don't have a video on my channel about how to do that, I will make one and I'll post it. But essentially those little triangles help you to line up your layered stencil design so that if you are doing what I'm doing, where this is a really lovely SVG that has a mix of different fonts and some graphics, and so I kind of want to pick out different elements and stencil them in a different color. So each of my stencils has only the elements that I want to be the same color cut out of the stencil, but all of my stencils have the triangles cut out of them. Now I only need to stencil some ink through the triangle registrations the first time for the first layer, and then each subsequent layer I can just peek through those triangles and make sure that they are lined up so that when the three layers come together again, it's going to form the same pattern. Now, all I did to put the inside of the O's and the inside of the P, I just put a little bit of a dotty tape runner and I adhered it down very lightly. I didn't burnish it so that I could peel it back up again. And that way you get those areas masked off as well. And so now my last layer of this design are these really adorable hearts. Now, this is what originally I was going to do in yellow, but then I thought, oh, hearts. I think I want pink hearts. So that's when I swapped out the yellow ink for my pink ink. So I've got my design completely done here, and all I'm going to do is heat press this now. If you want to actually see the heat press process, I actually did this as my first look project with my new HTV Ront 10x10 heat press. So you can check out that video if you'd like to actually see how I did this. But now that everything is cooled down, I can peel this back and look at how vibrant that color is. Look how beautiful everything transferred. And the colors look so different after you've transferred it, after you've done this complete sublimation process. And the reveal is always the most fun part. During the heat transfer process, I always do a little bit of a peek test just to make sure it worked, but I don't like to lift everything up at that time. I like to let everything cool so that the ink has an opportunity to really re-solidify, because during sublimation what happens is the ink turns into a gas. And so you can see some of it stayed on the cardstock, but a lot of it, most of it, transferred onto my kitchen towel blank. And so really, really lovely. This is a pretty thick towel. You can see none of that ink. It didn't go all the way through. It didn't bleed through. But it is a permanent part of this towel now. This is not like heat transfer vinyl where there's like an extra layer on top. No, this is completely flush. Basically, you've dyed the fabric. So you can wash this. Nothing's going to peel up. This design is now a permanent part of this towel. And so it's really, really fabulous. I always have a lot of fun with sublimation projects, and I think they make for really great gifts because they have just a different level of finish as compared to a heat transfer vinyl, and they're going to hold up better over time because it is a permanent part of this towel now. So whoever gets this, and I do intend to give it away as a gift, they don't have to be super precious with it. They can actually use it. They can use it. They can wash it. They can, handle it and not have to worry about like the vinyl cracking or peeling after multiple washes. So that is my project for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to check out the HTV Ront and how I actually did the heat transfer, there's only like a little bit of that where I show how to set the machine to the correct temperature and settings, and I'll link to that at the end of this video if you want to check that out. Thanks again for joining me on this one, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye!